Hey there, welcome to day 42 of our Let's Grow annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today we are talking about growing our relationships by using shared vision and goals and shared values, right? So how do we go about doing this and what's our action item today? I like to cover our action item right off the bat in case you don't have time to listen to the whole video, because you can always go to Guide 2 in the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private Facebook group and read a little write-up, or to Guide 1 and watch the video when you do have time, if it's something you want a little more background on. So today, shared goals and visions. Our action item is to think about your relationships as you go about your day and ask yourself, do we have common ground? Do we have shared vision of what we want our relationship to be? And do we have shared goals? Have we set goals together? Are we working toward achieving that vision a little bit along the way by setting goals together? I would say the vast majority of people will answer a resounding no, because most people never do that. I had some shared goals with my ex-husband, but obviously not enough. And we definitely had a different vision of what our relationship should look like. And at some point, those visions clashed to the point of us not being together anymore. So what are some of the ways and what are some of the things we want to do to have a shared vision and shared goals? Number one, fostering mutual understanding and trust. If there isn't mutual understanding, if we don't define things in a similar way, or at least understand one another's definition of things, for example, something as simple as what is clean? Clean is different to me and someone else. We define it differently. Maybe clean to you is absolutely sparkly, brand new in the box, and sanitized type clean. To me, it might just be, hey, it ran through the dishwasher, it's clean. And so it depends. We want to define things and make sure that we're understanding one another and how we define something as simple as clean or dirty, right? What goes in laundry? What constitutes dirty laundry? We can have different definitions of that. We want to cultivate emotional intimacy. Depending on the relationship will depend on how much you share, how vulnerable you are, and how emotionally intimate you are with another person. Remember, we have different types of relationships, and each of these different types of relationships will have a different take on shared vision and shared values. At work, we better have a shared vision, right? If we want to help that business grow and build and supersize and be successful, the whole organization needs to have a common vision. Where are we going? I think the same is true of our families, and very few families have a vision of where they're going or goals at all. And then our intimate relationships, those I think we should definitely have shared visions and shared values and shared goals. But again, that's just me. What works for you, what feels right for you. And then we need to be empowering and improving personally, and have personal growth in all of our relationships. Any relationship that isn't growing, just like anything else that isn't growing, is going to be stagnant and get old. And either the other person is going to outgrow it first, or we're going to outgrow it first, and we're not going to be in a relationship anymore. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. People come in and out of our life for a reason and a season. Very few people, if we think about our overall life, and I'm going to be 64 this year, so I've been around a long time and had a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people come in and out of my life. They come in for the purpose that they're there for. Every one of us, I don't believe in coincidences. I think we meet and we experience things to teach us something or to show us something, either about ourselves or about the other person. But it's usually about ourselves and something we need to see or we haven't seen, or a lesson we need to learn. But they don't usually stay for the whole of our life, right? I think our kids stay for usually our whole life, for the vast majority of us. Obviously, our significant others don't necessarily stay the same. Some people are married 5, 6, 7, 9 times, which is mind-boggling to me. But we want to have strategies also for cultivating shared goals and values and vision, right? We have to have a way of doing that, or it won't get done, right? At least that's in my experience. If I don't know what I'm going to do, why I want to do it, and how I'm going to do it by actually taking action and starting to do it, then I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. It's not going to get done. It's never going to happen if we don't take some sort of action toward what it is that we want. So what are some examples of strategies we could use to cultivate shared vision and shared goals and shared values? Number one, we could establish clear communication guidelines and channels within the group that we're communicating with. You know, how do you communicate with your friends? How do you communicate with your significant other? How do you communicate with your kids? Is it talking? Is it notes? Is it video? Do you send your kids videos? I send my customers videos all the time, or Boxer messages. So a lot of voice communication. Can identify common values and objectives. Where do we already agree on the relationship and where we want it to go? Because that's the best way to start. Start where you agree and springboard off of that. I think it's always easier to start with a success, something that's already working, than to talk about the things that are challenging. However, the challenges will give us the most progress and will help us to improve our relationships the fastest if we address those. Set SMART goals together. We'll talk about SMART goals because that's one of the tools we talked about a lot last year. We talked about it every month last year. And I like SMART goals, but some people like SMART goals. If you don't know the difference, we can talk about that later. One is achievable and one is unrealistic or unachievable. It means it's a bigger stretch. And I'm a big believer in, I got to know that it's out there and someone else has done it. But for me, it seems impossible right now. Just because it seems impossible right now doesn't mean it won't happen. And then we want to celebrate milestones and achievements in our relationships, right? Do you celebrate your friends' happy things that happen in their life, or do you kind of secretly resent them? Do you celebrate your significant other's promotions at work and think, oh, geez, I'm way overdue for a promotion. Why haven't I gotten a promotion yet? Or do you enjoy and really revel in people's successes and achievements? If you do, that helps the relationship grow. If you resent it or are jealous of it in any way, shape, or form, guess what? That is a negative energy, a negative vibration. And so that degrades the relationship. All right, that's it. That's all I've got today. Guide 1, videos. Guide 2, write up. And we've got, I can't remember whose story today. I do this every day. I do this story and then I forget who it is because I don't write it down. Anyway, there's somebody's story in there too about coming up with shared vision and shared goals to grow in their relationships. All right, any questions? As always, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.